So I've just come back from the gym, so I'm a little bit sweaty, but I had to make this video. So a lot of times, and a lot of my videos are how to do certain things and how to invest in property and what you should do and all those things. And that's very important. But I'd argue what's more important and actually what determines even if you're able to reach that goal is the environment you surround yourself in and the people you surround yourself with as well. Because for me, this has been the biggest change, especially the people I surround myself with. So what I'll say is that a lot of times we are compelled to believe that we have to spend and be friends with those that we actually grew up with. So people that we've known for the longest. And even if it doesn't serve us, we kind of feel guilty and we do that. Now, what I'll say is that when you do that, you actually do a disservice to yourself, because if you spend time with people that are not as ambitious as you, are a little bit envious of you, are actually energy vampires in a sense where they're always speaking negative or they've always got something to complain about, you will feel those effects. There's no question about it. No matter how positive you think you are, no matter how intelligent you think you are, if you're around people that aren't goal-driven, that aren't ambitious, that aren't positive, then you will feel those effects. For me, the reason why I feel like I didn't progress as much as I could have done, especially in my 20s, was just because of the people I surrounded myself with. So in my 20s, I used to party a lot, I used to drink a lot, and get up to nonsense. And ultimately, I wasn't progressing in the areas of my life I should have been progressing. I wasn't progressing with my finances. I wasn't progressing in just general personal development. I wasn't progressing in my health. I wasn't progressing in relationships. So I wasn't making any real progress. And a lot of it was because of the environment and the people I surrounded myself with. I was with people that like to party, that like to drink, and I was doing the same thing, doing nonsense, talking about nonsense. And for me, it changed in my late 20s, and I almost had like an epiphany that I needed to start changing my ways. You know, I started reading a little bit, I started going to therapy, and then I kind of accelerated that in my early 30s, and then just did more of that. And then I started to just really see who I was surrounding myself with, and then just distance myself from people that I didn't think were serving me in the best way. And then just got around people that were actually like-minded, you know, so people that were goal-orientated, that wanted to be successful or were on their way to success. People that were Christ-led and that you could tell they follow the scripture, they follow the word, and their behaviors and habits exhibit that. People that were in successful long-term marriages. Once I did that, everything in my life just started to slowly change. It didn't happen overnight, but it just happened slowly over time. Now, what I'll also say is that you could be watching this video and be in a similar situation where you know you want to do all these great things and you just feel like you can't do it. Now, you'd be surprised, but a lot of times the reason why you feel like you can't do it is because the people you're around will make you feel like that, even if it's subtly. You know, a lot of times people are not going to tell you, oh, you can't do that, or you're not going to amount to this, but they'll say it in subtle ways, and they'll say, oh, you sure about that? You know, that's risky, etc., etc. You know, that's not going to be enough. You know, they'll put doubt in your mind, a seed of doubt. And that seed of doubt can stop you from moving forward. So how can you get around better people? Well, first of all, go to events where the people that you want to aspire to be like are at. And then when you go to these events, get around those people, show them who you are, what you want to do, and see what value you can add to them as well. And value can come in all forms. It's not just about you paying someone, essentially. It could be about you helping them with a certain maybe area in their business or personal life. And you'll be surprised when you help people, they'll also want to help you as well. So that's going to be the quickest way for you to be able to achieve all your goals. I'm not even talking about one goal. I'm talking about all your goals. Because when it comes to all your goals and what you want your life to be like, there are people out here in the world that have already either accomplished those things or on their way to accomplishing those things, and you just being near them will help you get there a lot faster. Because if you stay in an environment and if you stay around people that don't serve you, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to have an abundant life and a happy life as well. I think back to my life and I think back to my 20s and I compare it to where I'm at now. And for me, it's the fact that I'm around people now where I feel safe around. Safe in the sense where, you know, I can be who I am openly, and I don't fear that it's going to be met with any type of hostility. Because when you're around people that don't actually like who you're becoming, then you'll start to see the uglier sides of them. So get around the right people, get in the right environment, and I promise you, you'll start to make good, solid steps towards your goals. So if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like, and if you found value from this video or any other videos on the channel, then do subscribe as well. Until next time, happy investing.